Hi guys, welcome to Journey to the Bar. I am Edinam, rapidly becoming Edinam Esquire, and today we're going to be talking about the law school entrance exam. The entrance exam to the Ghana School of Law, Makola. And if you're watching me for the first time, you're welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on the link. I am so happy to have you with me today. And if you're returning, thank you once again for continuously watching me. I'm very, very grateful. You have no idea how much it means to me. The process to becoming a lawyer in Ghana is pretty simple. You take the 4-year LLB degree course, and then once you're qualified, you take the entrance exam, and if you're successful, you get into the Ghana School of Law to finish up with the professional course. Then you take the exam, and then you're called to the bar. Or you could go the other way, which is to complete the get called to the bar in another country, then take the post-call course for 6 months, and then take the exam and get called in Ghana as well. But it's really not that simple, because the entrance exam in Ghana is something else. So over the past few years, so many people have written the entrance exam, and I mean thousands of people have written the entrance exam and haven't been successful. I wouldn't say they failed, because everybody has different reasons why they haven't been able to get into the Ghana School of Law. But it's a very terrifying exam, because you know that there's a lot of people that don't get in. They only take limited numbers of people, and so it's an exam that terrifies basically almost every law student, no matter how smart they are. Take my word for it. I wrote the law school entrance exam last year, that's 2021, and going into the exam, I would say that I did my best. I prepared adequately, because it was going to be 6 courses that we're going to be examined on. And so we had land law, constitutional law, contract law, tort law, criminal law. What's the last one? Ghana legal system and methods. Yes, so those 6 were going to be examinable areas for 2021. And so I studied hard, did the late nights. I don't know if I have like a video of me studying, but if I do, I'll just add it right here. And so I did the whole 6 yards, the whole full course, staying up, studying hard, and everything until the day of the exam came. The exam was on the 24th of August, I think. Yeah, I think it was a Tuesday. I'll show you what I was wearing. Like, I actually woke up all dressed up and everything. My shirt said Grace. I was wearing new everything, new shirts, new shoes, thinking, you know those things that you're going for like an interview, and so they're all new this, new that. I did all that because I was so, and funny thing, the night before the paper, I was so nervous. I was weeping. Yeah, I don't know, I went to sit at second cup to study. I can explain, guys. So I actually like sitting at second cup because it's soothing, and I love the food, and I want to say I love the smell of coffee, but I really don't, but that's too. Yes, I went to sit at second cup to do my last minute revision. You can't really cram that night because, okay, maybe that's for other people, but for me, I can't cram the night before a paper, because most likely I won't remember what I crammed or tried to cram. But I went to do a little bit of revision, and then I broke down. I got terrified. I started crying. It was crazy because like I'm sitting there thinking, hey, it's tomorrow. And I was like weeping and everything. I said, I'll write again. I called my father, he didn't pick. I called my mother, she didn't pick. Then my mother called me back. She told me that, oh, don't be worried. You know, mothers, she gave me the whole speech. And she prayed with me, and I think that helped a lot. That calmed me down a lot. So going into the paper, I had strapped physically, spiritually. I was ready, guys. And then I went and wrote, and I came out. So I thought the paper went rather well. It wasn't a situation where you open the paper and then you know that, this one day I can't write anything. It was fair. I mean, you do have a little bit of thinking to do, but it's not anything that you can't particularly handle. So I did that. Came out, people started discussing questions, discussing answers, and I'm really not a fan of that. Like, I don't want to hear it. Half the time, the moment they collect the paper, I don't remember the questions anymore. So what's the point, really? But yeah. And then there was this long wait after, I think they released the results in like November or something. There was this whole long wait. So I had been waiting for how long? It's like you wake up every morning and then you don't know if the thing is going to drop today. So like there's all this confusion. If you're walking around your mother's house, you're afraid to make too much noise. If not, they'll shake you right now. You know, like there's all this anxiety leading up to the day that they actually release the results. And the day that they released the results, they had been saying they'll release it this week for a while. So that whole week was filled with anxiety, guys. And then I woke up. So I think I was at a friend's place when someone just dropped a PDF, like boom. The list is in. Whether you're in, you're not in, it's here. And so the pass mark is 50. And I started looking for my name. Do you know, you guys, I found some index number and I started jubilating because I was so sure it was mine. So like I said, I don't even look at the list again. I know I've passed. I put the phone down. See, hey, and I think my index number was 73 or something. But this one was 37. So after jubilating, I was like, wait, let me check again. Deep dive. Because this is where the things started to get very, very serious. I checked again and I realized, that wasn't my index number, guys. So now I started panicking. I was panicking. Going through it. I wasn't finding my index number. And I think they had announced that they took like a certain number of people. So when I got to that number and I hadn't seen my index number, I was like, what am I going to tell my father? I didn't know what I was going to tell my father. Like I didn't like what will I do? What can I do? It was crazy, right? But I finally found my index number and guys, I missed the pass mark by 6 marks. 6 marks! Guys! It's giving PTSD right now. But yeah, 6 marks, and so I didn't make it. So initially I was very, very quiet. I was just sitting there like, there was nothing on my mind. My mind was blank, but I just had no words. Like, it's like my mind just went shh. Then all of a sudden it just hit me. You're not going. And I started, it was so funny. I started crying and my friend is just sitting there like, oh, talk to me. What's wrong? Talk to me. I was just like, it's not funny now. No, I mean, it wasn't funny then, but it's funny now, right? And I was weeping. My friend sends me back to my house, like, oh yeah, let me take you to your family members. I go home, there was nobody home. I ate my room. I cried, son. Then I took a screenshot and sent it to my dad. This man didn't pick my calls. This man didn't respond to my messages. I said, hey, it don't happen. But like, I was really going through it, guys. I was really weeping. I didn't even know what to say. Like, I didn't know what to do with myself. It was very sad. It was a very sad thing. Then I think after some time, my mom called that, hey, she has heard that the results are out. How far? So, we are not going. Say, mommy, I didn't get in. Say, oh, sorry, okay. She said sorry. I was like, and I'm still behind her phone. She's like, don't cry, I'm coming home, okay? Don't cry, okay? I stood there, my eyes were red, puffy. I've cried, sir. She's like, oh, don't cry. And she was like, oh, she's coming home, so she didn't worry. Because I cried though. I knew that if she comes home, she'll let me cry. So I had to cry all the crying that I could cry before she comes to the house. I wept. Like, on one hand, I did not understand what was going on. I couldn't figure out what went wrong. And on the other hand, my mind just doing, hey! So I'm not going, I'm far. You know, I checked the list more than once because I was like, maybe I didn't see it wrong. Let me check it again, The numbers didn't change, guys. Delayed though. And then I spoke to my dad later in the evening. He was like, it's not anything. People keep writing. People have written for so many years. You know, and all these things are things I didn't want to hear. Because me, I knew that I was going inside. I knew I was getting the admission. So I didn't understand all this. People write for so many years, they don't get in, don't worry, maybe this is not your year, maybe next year will be your year. I don't want to hear it. I didn't want to hear it, but well, there was nothing I could do about it. The earlier I realized, the better. And then I spoke to my sister, my two sisters actually. I spoke to my sister, the first one, she was at work, Benz. She's like, oh, don't worry, everything will be fine. When I come home, we'll talk about it. There's no talking about it. I didn't go. But yeah, I spoke to Bernice, then I spoke to Selassie. And Selassie is very crazy. Selassie is spirited. So she was like, Ghana doesn't deserve you. I'm like, yeah, girl. I'll be like, she made very valid points. She actually was the one who made me stop crying because she spoke so much. She kept pointing out that I have my whole life ahead of me and it's not the end of the world. And I mean, it didn't feel like it was hard to believe what she was saying because I was busy in tears and crying and everything, but at the end of the day, I would say I sucked it up and decided, okay. And then my initial reaction was, me, I won't do it again, I'll not write again, I'm done. Because I didn't understand what was. I felt like I did well. To me, I felt like I put in the work. Like I really put in a lot of work. Lost a lot of sleep. Did what I could. Went for classes. Did group studies. Like I actually put in effort because initially I didn't know how I was going to do the group studies. Because like I said, I'm not too good with group settings. But I found one. I found a group. And congrats to my group study members. They actually got it. They got in and I'm so proud of them. But yeah, I was the only one who didn't get in that group study. So I guess for this time I was the weak link. But yeah, so my initial thought was to just not respond to anybody's messages, but that's not possible because people had different ways of getting through to you. Text messages, calling, people started asking how far. I'm just like, oh, I'm not going, it's not this year. And people can make you feel bad about it. And it was actually pretty sad because my whole class group became celebratory. If you check your WhatsApp status or check Snapchat, people are talking about how my God does not fail. My God will never disappoint. And then I'm sitting there thinking, I mean, like I was literally asking myself, is it another God? This is not the same God that me too I'm serving. Am I not like I didn't understand, but I don't know how I finally accepted it, but I did. You know, I cried a lot, but I got over it. And somehow, I don't know who it was that mentioned it to me, but the person mentioned something about delayed but not denied. Initially, I found this very cliche because I felt like a delay is not what I wanted. I wanted to get in. So when you say delayed but not denied, as if delayed is like it's not anything. It's like I was like, please spare me that. Give me another something to believe in. But I've come to understand that term, delayed and not denied. I think that yes, I didn't get in 2021, but it's 2022. I could try again. I could actually get in this time. I have learned from my mistakes. I know to use different approaches now, and I think that it's worth taking another shot. If I think about it, I could keep writing for a long time before I actually get in, but they can't forever hold me from doing it, from studying law. As in, I'll definitely get in and get admission into the law school and finish up. And I don't think I'm going to be writing that many times because I think that I have one more shot and I'm going to put my all into it and make sure that I get in this time. I think that I'll film the whole process and you come along on a journey with me. You watch me prepare, watch me study, watch me get ready, and fingers crossed, we'll get in again this time. So if you're watching this video, if you're watching me, if you're a fan or a follower, just remember me in your prayers because I'm about to go through all that stress again and it's not easy. And if there's anybody watching me who also didn't get in, I know that it's been hard, but pick yourself up. Let's go again. Okay? Together to the bar. Pick yourself up and let's try again. Don't give up. And if you're writing for the first time, please don't leave any stone unturned. Like, be very thorough. And another thing I can say is, brace yourself and always have a plan B. Initially, I didn't have a plan B because I should have probably applied to a lot more schools as of January, but I hadn't done that because I was quite sure that I was going to get in. Don't do that. If you don't have a plan B, you would end up at home for the next year or so. If it's going to be national service you can do, please do it. If you want to finish up your masters, please do that as well. Don't just sit home because you could also get rusty. In signing off, I'm going to say that yes, it's been delayed, but it's not going to be denied forever. And I don't see this as a denial. I'll just say that, okay, maybe it wasn't my time yet. But we move. We go again. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, guys. as you join me on this journey to the bar, the law school. We are gonna get in whether they like it or not. And that's on period.